Hi, Tony DeWitt here, Missouri appellate attorney and a guy who likes to make the law make sense on YouTube. Let's talk politics. Or maybe let's not. I'll have more in just a moment. Political beliefs, generally speaking, are based on three things: a person's education, their experience, and their values. Those three things tend to underlie every person's political belief, because when they filter life's experiences through their education, through their prior experiences, and in some respects through their values, they reach judgments about certain issues. You could take any hot button issue of the day, for example, abortion. Someone who's had a Catholic education, as I partially did, I went to grade school in a Catholic school, that is going to impact my view on that subject. And basically, because of my education and my experience, I'm going to form judgments on that topic. I'm going to decide what is good and right and proper, and I'm going to decide what is wrong and evil and improper. As a result of that, that political belief is going to be held fairly strongly based on all of those things. Now, I am not an expert on any particular topic, and I'm certainly not a political expert, but I do know that one of the things that tends to separate families is divergent political beliefs. You ought to be able to sit down at the Thanksgiving table and have someone say they are supporting candidate A and someone else say they're supporting candidate B, and still be able to pass the turkey around without having somebody tear off a drumstick and hit you over the head with it. Unfortunately, that often does not happen because people, when they discuss politics, tend to bring a lot more heat than light. And as a result of that, people's feelings get hurt, people stop talking to one another. Look, the quickest way to lose family members is to stop talking. And the quickest way to destroy relationships is to not apologize. In other words, I don't believe someone should apologize for their deeply held beliefs, right? But I do believe that you should apologize if your statement of that belief has in some way offended someone. That doesn't mean you need to change your belief to fit in with that person. It simply means that you realize that that's probably not something you want to discuss with that person. And when if that person does not realize that's not something that should be discussed, your job is to change the subject. On a YouTube channel, we can't have a great discourse on any particular topic. And as a result of that, the discourse we do have comes down to comments. And when people comment, again, they can often bring more heat than light. So I try to stay away from hot button issues like political candidates and abortion and immigration and other things like that. Because although people tend to claim either one party or another, if you actually sat down with most people, they would find many things to agree with on the other side of the aisle. I know I do. I find a lot of things to agree with in both sets of choices that we seem to have. And there are many times that I wish that we just had a third party in this country that was the common sense party, that wanted to do things that were the right thing to do for the majority of the people. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. And so the main reason why I don't get into politics on this channel is because I don't believe I am an expert, and I don't believe I am the right person to try to convince you that you should vote for candidate A or vote for candidate B, or be someone who supports abortion or someone who does not support abortion. Those are personal choices that people make based on their values and their education and their experience. Now, does that mean a person's political beliefs can't change? Of course not. People's political beliefs change all the time. And what normally works to change their beliefs are experiences. The experiences that a person has, particularly when they go through hard times, has the ability and often the effect of changing their political beliefs. And that's a good thing. People should be open to looking at new ideas and new things. They're not always. But many times when people do embrace new ideas, the people that were their biggest friends and staunchest allies now regard them as a traitor. So, as a result of that, I think the best thing for me to do on this channel is to stay away from hot button issues like abortion and politics, because I'm likely not going to convince you that my view on things is right, and I'm fairly certain that you're not going to convince me that your view on certain things is right. I don't want to be the channel where people come to argue politics. There are tons of channels out there where people argue politics. I want to be the channel that brings a little illumination to issues in the law and helps you see some of the things that are underneath the surface in things like judicial opinions. And so that's how I see my job. If you disagree, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you again for subscribing to this channel. For those of you who have, for those of you who haven't, I'd really appreciate it if you would. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And again, have a great day. Take the time to be kind to someone, and I'll see you on here again. Thank you.